Hey guys, what's going on? This is RJ from Game News USA, and I'm here today to talk about a really good game. I'm here today to talk about Paper Mario, the Thousand Year Door. Recently released for the Nintendo Switch. Now, we're going to go over my thoughts of the game, and we're going to go over Metacritic reviews, and we're going to figure out, is this a game you should buy, a game you should wait for a sale, or a game you should pass on? Well, let me be completely honest with you guys. This is a game that's worth full price. I know some people have complained, hey, why couldn't the game be $40? Like Metroid Prime Remastered. Honestly, this game's worth $80. To me, this is the best game that's came out this year. I don't think it qualifies as a Game of the Year candidate, though. It is a game that's just basically the 2004 port. However, they did include some quality of life features. But if you would like a better quality of life, then let me introduce you to my product sponsor, Pepsi. Wait a minute. We don't have a sponsor? Oh. Never mind. We don't have a sponsor. Anyway, back to Paper Mario. So, some of the quality of life improvements we've seen here, in particular, comes with backtracking and making the general white quest a little faster, and just these small little things that help move the game along in situations before that would be pretty tedious. So, to me, this is the better version of the game. I think the graphics look great. I think the colors pop. But the best thing about this game is the fact that it kept its battle system the way that it always should have been for a Paper Mario game. It's turn-based. It has partners. There are plenty of different strategies you can do going into battle. Look, when I grew up, I did not play a lot of RPGs. So, to me, this was the ultimate gateway into RPGs. And since then, I love them. There's plenty of games that I like that are RPGs. Now, because this game existed. And so, even if you're somebody that passes on RPGs usually, if I were to try to suggest one RPG, turn-based RPG, to you to try to play, this would be the one. I would consider this game a top 20 game all time, and it's an absolute must-play. I'm giving it nothing short of a 10 out of 10. There are some minor gripes and some minor details here. The frame rates dropped from 60 frames a second to 30 frames a second. I didn't really notice it, so it didn't really bother me. And also, unfortunately, when it comes to doing like special little side quests, you can't select multiple. It's a shame. They could have done that, like they call them the troubles. They could have done that where you could select multiple at once and then complete them faster. Sadly, they didn't do it, but those are just optional side quests anyway. The meat of this story is spending a few hours in each chapter trying to figure out how to progress, battling enemies, and it has this awesome way they do the level up system where you can add in to your HP, your FP, or increase your number of BP, which is your badge power. And so getting a proper balance is pretty key when it comes to this game, and trying to figure out, okay, do I need more HP, BP, figuring out different fight styles. The different partners give you options as far as like how you're going to tackle foes and whatnot. And so I find this game to be very enjoyable, not just when it comes to its gameplay and its mechanics or even how it looks with its graphics, but even though the story is mostly text-based with very little to no voice acting, there's plenty of clever one-liners in there, and I found the game very enjoyable, rich with the characters involved. In fact, every character has their own special little voice in my head. I know that might sound weird, but it's kind of like when you're reading a book and you think of how a character is talking. Well, I found myself, when I was playing this game, hearing those characters talk to me. And they were the same voices I imagined 20 years ago when I played the original. And so I actually like the fact they don't have mainline voice acting in this, because it might ruin the voice inside my head while I was playing the original and while I was playing this remaster. So, anyway, when it comes to all these different reviewers that have reviewed this game, it is universally praised. We're going to go over the Metacritic scores and see what you guys think. So first of all, this got an 88 on Metacritic, and that's a very good score. It got 87 positive reviews and 3 mixed. We'll definitely not go over all 87 positive reviews. I will make sure we go over a few, and we'll go over the mixed and see what people are saying. So with that being said, the first review on here is a 10 out of 10, which is what I would give it, from Gaiman Gibble. Says, Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door accomplishes what it set out to do. Remake and revamp a beloved Nintendo classic for a new audience on the Nintendo Switch. If you were a fan of last year's Super Mario RPG, this is undoubtedly the next step in your Mario role-playing experience. I agree 100%. Games Hub also gave it a perfect score. Says, Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door for Nintendo Switch does an excellent job of letting the quirks of the original game shine in a refreshed release that feels perfect for newcomers and Paper Mario veterans alike. Player 2 also gave it a perfect score. A wonderful title that deserves more love than it's received here, but the test of time has been kind to Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door. It was amazing then, and it is now. VGC gave it a perfect score. 20 years after the original release, Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door remains a treasure. With a refreshingly un-Mario-like script, a memorable and lovable cast, engaging turn-based gameplay, and more variety than your average Taylor Swift concert. I don't get the Taylor Swift reference, but they gave it a perfect score. God is a Geek gave it a perfect score. VG247 gave it a perfect score, saying Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door is a richly deserved, lovingly crafted redo of the classic. It takes one of Mario's finest spin-offs and does just enough to refresh it while retaining everything that made it beloved in the first place. So that's 100% accurate. Hardcore Gamer gave it a perfect score. They say, after all these years, it's a prime example of Paper Mario at its very best. It's still funny. Its characters are quirky and fun in ways they are not just in other Nintendo games. And we got some 90s in there. Let's see. Comicbook.com, a 90. Digital Trends, a 90. GameSpot, that's a pretty big place, pretty big review place. Gave it a 9 out of 10. Saying the Switch version of Paper Mario Thousand Year Door is the definitive way to play the best turn-based RPG starring Mario. More of an enhanced HD remaster than a full-fledged remake. That's probably their ding. But for the most part, a really positive review. Gfinity a 90. My Nintendo News a 90 out of 100. IGN a 9 out of 10. They say Paper Mario has finally returned to its RPG roots with an amazingly loyal and visually dazzling remake. Everything fans have been begging Nintendo to bring back is here, including a delightfully varied turn-based battle system. Absolutely. That turn-based battle system is gotta be one of my favorites of any RPG. I couldn't agree more with IGN. They should have given it a 10, though. Tons of 9s. I mean, the overall Metacritic score is an 88, so I'm not going to go through all of them. But I will scroll down to some of the mixed reviews so we can see what people who disagree with me and disagree with most reviewers think. Well Played gave it a 65 out of 100, saying, where most Mario games will leave a smiling impression between bouts of frustration, this Paper Mario entry wants you to be laughing out loud as well. I'm just worried that the humor may not carry everyone to the finish line in light of repetition and and backtracking. Sorry, well played. I disagree. I don't get that. I found it to be very enjoyable. Eurogamer Portugal gave it the lowest score that I see on here. Gave it a 60 out of 100, 6 out of 10. They say, Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door exudes charm in every block of paper and cardboard with multiple secrets, combats, and puzzles around every corner. But absurd backtracking and low difficulty spoil the experience. Again, with the backtracking, I think they fixed a lot of that. And when it comes to low difficulty, I don't agree with that either. There's a couple fights where I was really sweating bullets. I don't think this is a breeze in the park, people. But anyway, that's all I got to say about Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door. I highly recommend it. I give it the highest recommendation I can of a buy it immediately. So anyway, guys, if you all have been playing Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door, let me know in the comments below. If you don't want to play it or you have a problem with it, let me know. So with that being said, if you've watched this far in the video, please remember to hit the subscribe button. And I will catch you all on the flip side. Have a good one.